Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 18th, 2022, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the market's consolidating at certain thresholds. We're going to take a look at each one, but looking at the major economic events of the day, at 8 a.m. South African time out of Great Britain, we have a yearly CPI number coming out. That's an important number coming out. Now, as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the British pound bounces quite nicely in head of this number. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ continue to climb to 32,500. And looking at commodities, gold pretty much in shade at 1,800. Oil tapers off at resistance at 110. And looking at the stocks, at the tech stocks that climbed higher yesterday. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin hovering around 30K. Well, let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So going to highlight this once again. We're looking at the EURUSD and we're looking at it at a monthly chart. Okay, you can see that up here. It's the euro, and the euro has been trading much down. Okay, with what's going on in the Ukraine, and it's been there right there on supportish level 105 right now. It dipped to 103, so that's over a 200 pip move on the upside. But that's really important, okay? This is where it happens. You're seeing that the volume is also going further lower, which may seem to imply that we're going to go lower at some point, okay? Might not happen today, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point it's not going to give us enough oomph to carry us higher. Now, looking at the GBPUSD, we did get a quite, you see that much more intensive kind of spike up to 124 from 121. That's a 300 pip change on the upside. Now, all things considered, the GBP always trades with more volatility, with more oomph than the euro, for example. So take that into consideration as we're looking at this as well. Now, lastly, looking at the Australian dollar, did trade to 70.72. Now, we are at a certain threshold here as well. Okay, after selling off down to 68, bouncing to 70 is a big deal. But the question is, how much further are we going to go? Because to take us back to a monthly chart, we're still at the bottom of the range, okay, to 69 to 27. That's the bottom of the range here. You could see it right across the board. There's several points that you could even look at the graph and see certain bottoms for the Aussie dollar as well. Now, looking at the USD Rand, also hit a threshold of 16 and then retrace. So it's all retracing at thresholds that we're comfortable with. Now, moving forward, can these thresholds be challenged again? Yes, but for right now, they're being honored. So keep that in mind. Now, looking at gold, trading at 1811, really just trading downwards a little bit further from yesterday's trading session, but really hitting a lot of congestion around this area. So I don't expect it to go back down to 721 that soon. It could, yes. Keep some stop losses in case you are shorted, just to make sure that you're not going to get caught up. Now, looking at crude oil, we're trading at that top of the range, 110. We hit 112, 113, but then we retrace. So you could see right in front of us that it's really just trading within the range of the 110 to 98-ish level, 96-ish level for now. So keep that in mind as this is retracing at these areas. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones trading at 32,500-ish level after selling off to 31,200-ish level. That's a nice bounce, 1,300 points. Now, in consideration of this, okay, we went from 34,000 to 31,000, so somewhere along the lines between 32,500 to 33,000 should be somewhat of a resistance-ish area. Okay, that should be our spot where we may find ourselves taking it down once again. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, also did bounce, but again, not as a big bounce as the Dow Jones. Just comes to show you it's a little bit weaker than the Dow Jones after hitting its 200-day moving average. That's really very important. Now, looking at the individual stocks, they bounced. Apple continued to trade higher to 149. Microsoft also to 266, breaking that 8-day moving average on the upside. Amazon also beat itself a little bit on the upside to 2,300 after hitting 2,000. And JP Morgan also 122 from 121-ish, 118-ish level. So you're seeing the bounce. The stocks are trading with the market, but the question is are they going to turn on us at one point? Okay, now we are heading to the mid to end of May, where it's traditionally spoken of sell in May and go away, which means, during the summer months, it's generally not trading with so much volatility. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we're trading at 30,000, just short of it, 29,900-ish level, but you see it's flatlined around this area. So for now, I think we've pretty much found ourselves a soft landing, at least for now, okay, unless this is going to take it higher or lower, but just keep that in mind, right? So if you see some volatility and you're seeing some market action actually also happen at the same time, maybe it'll turn towards that direction, so keep it in mind. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.